What exactly did Jungkook secretly do to Jimin that this fact has only now been uncovered? Why was this action kept hidden for so long? And who finally opened the curtain to the public? This shocking revelation is now in the spotlight and opens a new chapter in BTS's internal dynamics, and information that was previously never reported has finally surfaced and shocked the public, especially BTS fans. After one by one, evidence began to come to light. Jungkook, the youngest member of BTS who has always been known to be very close and loyal to all group members, apparently kept a secret action that he did to Jimin, a member who is also known as the most emotional and sensitive among them. What's even more surprising, this act wasn't done just once, but was carried out consistently over a certain period without being known to the public, or even by some other BTS members. The big question arises, why did Jungkook do it secretly? Was it a form of affection he didn't want the media to know about? Or is there a more complex emotional reason that only the two of them could understand? The answers to these questions are now being sought, because the impact touches not only on their personal relationship but also brings major consequences to the public image and narrative about BTS, which has always appeared very solid and harmonious. The first piece of evidence indicating the secret action emerged from an old video recording that was never officially released, but was later uploaded by a former staff member who had been involved in BTS's documentary production. In the video, Jungkook is seen secretly putting something into Jimin's practice room, while the singer was absent due to health reasons. The video, which initially raised no suspicion, is now being re-examined after a confession from an internal source who said that Jungkook's action wasn't a one-time incident, but part of something bigger and more emotional. Big Hit Music has not given an official statement regarding this finding, but several Korean entertainment industry analysts have begun to voice their opinions. A senior K-pop observer from Ewha University, Professor Min Kyung-ha, stated that the emotional dynamics between BTS members have always been deep and complex, and often unseen by the public eye. Jungkook's action might show that Jimin was going through an internal crisis, and this was a younger brother's emotional response to his young, said Professor Min. However, speculation began to run wild after a former HYB employee revealed that Jungkook's actions were not merely forms of attention, but a kind of personal intervention that management at the time did not approve of. The employee, who asked for anonymity due to safety concerns, revealed that Jungkook routinely slipped handwritten notes containing encouraging words, small gifts, even private voice recordings filled with prayers and praise for Jimin, who was then under heavy mental pressure following the criticism of his solo album promotion. These actions were said to be done secretly because the management feared it would create the impression of favoritism or build a narrative that was too personal between members, which could potentially lead to jealousy or internal division. But in reality, according to the same source, the relationship between Jungkook and Jimin became even stronger after those actions. I will never forget the moment when Jimin cried after finding a note from Jungkook in the drawer of his practice room that read, "Kyung, the world may judge you, but to me you are still the brightest light," he said. What actually drove Jungkook to do all this secretly? Some speculate that the events occurred when Jimin suffered a crisis of self-confidence, following harsh criticism from the public over one of his performances that was deemed less than optimal by fans and critics. In that mentally pressured condition, Jimin was reportedly beginning to shut himself off and reduced interaction with other group members, including management. Jungkook, who noticed the situation, chose a personal, low-key approach to avoid embarrassing Jimin in front of others. Furthermore, a senior entertainment journalist from Dispatch Korea, who has long followed BTS's development, mentioned that Jungkook once proposed to management that Jimin be given mental rest time, but the request was not fully granted due to the packed global promotion schedule. When Jungkook's voice wasn't heard, he took his own path, not out of defiance but as an empathetic action that is very rare in this industry, he said. The presence of personal notes, small gifts, and hidden attention that Jungkook continuously gave only started becoming more widely known after an unreleased internal BTS documentary was leaked to the public through fan forums. In a segment of the documentary, there's a clip where Jimin smiles emotionally when he finds a small necklace with the initials J and M along with a voice recording from Jungkook delivering a short message. Never think you're alone, because I'll always be here even if you can't see me. In an old interview that has now gone viral again, Jimin once said with a trembling voice, "Sometimes we don't need words to know who really cares. There's someone in this group who always knows when I fall, even without me saying anything." When that statement was first released, the public didn't pay much attention. But with the emergence of this new fact, that statement is now considered a direct reference to Jungkook. So far, Jungkook has not given a direct comment regarding this discovery. However, several fans noted that in his last live broadcast on Weverse before enlisting in the military, Jungkook once said, "There are many things I can't say, but I believe one day everything will be understood in the most right way." That statement is now seen as a hidden clue to the fact that has finally been revealed today. Jimin himself, who is currently undergoing his military service, has not been able to give an official response. But ARMY's emotional reaction to this news has been very strong. Many stated that Jungkook's secret actions are a real example of the deep relationship between BTS members that cannot be fully seen by cameras or media. In fact, some observers called it the most sincere act of humanity in modern K-pop history. However, amidst all this uproar, the most fundamental and urgent question must be asked seriously. Did Jungkook truly do this to Jimin in secret? Or is this merely a narrative deliberately constructed to manipulate public emotion? Are we witnessing an undisclosed truth, or just part of a game of opinion intentionally thrown out for the sake of popularity and fleeting sensation? We need to ask. Why did such crucial information emerge precisely when Jimin and Jungkook are undergoing mandatory military service and have no space to defend themselves directly? Who actually benefits from the viral spread of this information across social media platforms like TikTok, Twitter, or YouTube? And more importantly, who becomes the victim? Is the public being used as a tool to spread unverified information? As consumers of information, we have a moral responsibility not to instantly believe or disseminate information without clarification. Have we really checked the background of the accounts sharing this information? Has there been an official statement from Bigot Music or from BTS members themselves regarding this issue? If not, then why is this narrative already being accepted as fact? Considering that most of the sources come from social media and not from official communication channels, will we continue to let ourselves be swayed by mere sensation? Or will we choose to become rational, objective readers who are not easily provoked? We invite you to engage in open and healthy discussion. Do you believe this incident truly happened? Or do you see it as a product of collective expectation and imagination that has already formed among fans? To what extent has digital media influenced the way we perceive the personal relationships of idols? Share your thoughts critically and honestly. Do not hesitate to question every narrative, even if it sounds convincing on the surface. Because in a world flooded with information as it is today, truth is no longer about who speaks first, but who survives the most profound questions. Thank you.